Hey there everyone and welcome to Wrestling Showdown Rewind, here obviously on the W3L network, and of course thank you so much for choosing to join me here today for this episode. Thank you for having hit the subscribe button, because as I have a habit of saying, because it is true after all, hitting that subscribe button means you'll be notified whenever we release anything here on the W3L network. It's not always just Wrestling Showdown Rewind every Sunday at 12 o'clock. We do put other things out as well. So click subscribe if you haven't already. And if you enjoy watching us here every week as we currently dip through the archives of W3L, why not check out the W3L box office? Some of the biggest events in W3L history available for you to view right now via digital download. Our catalogue expands all the time. Maybe about to do that again. So make sure you've caught up with everything that's happening up on the box office. Check it out. Give that sort of stuff a watch. Hopefully you can watch us live in front of your own two eyes later in the year. We are planning to be back up and running later on. These are the dates we currently have scheduled. Everything is subject to change, of course, but the original tickets for our events last year will remain valid. So if you've got them, keep them. We'll get you at some point, hopefully in the not too distant future. Hopefully we can add even more events as well. When we do manage to get live events happening again, we'll have Crafty Connoisseur on board as our live event sponsor. They are always up and running. Check out their online web store. You can make a purchase, we'll send it to you. They do virtual online tastings, so you can do that tasting from the comfort of your own home with a member of Team Crafty. Get in touch with them and they will tell you all about it. Another thing you should do is pick up a fan support package. Prices begin only at £5 and it helps you help us to pay some of those unfortunate bills that we still have to pay, even though we can't provide you with live pro wrestling. Get hold of one of those. Look at all the cool things you get. Another thing you should also get is a t-shirt. We've got a fantastic range of different designs. Some for W3L, some are wrestler specific. Check them out. There's something you'll definitely like. Get hold of a t-shirt. Pick up a fan support package. You can get DVDs as well. All those come from our website. More on that in a bit. But what about some wrestling? Well, what about some wrestling? How about this week's match? Again, we're dipping through the extensive W3L archives, bringing you footage that has never been seen before. A lot of this was filmed just mainly for W3L's own benefit. It wasn't necessarily meant to be broadcast, so the quality can vary. If you've been watching us in the past year, you'll know what I mean, and this week is especially true. But you know what? Shoddy camera work aside, the quality of the match certainly more than holds its own. And we've got a match for the Heavyweight Championship. Mike Musso, at the time the Heavyweight Champion, and funnily enough, currently these days the Heavyweight Champion again, is defending against the Governor Carl Conroy. No easy task, I'm sure you will agree. And Conroy has the Commissioner Charles Boddington at ringside. Boddington has made it his goal to get that title away from Mike Musso, but can Conroy be the man to do it? And we'll wait for us to find out. Let's get down to ringside for this week's match.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce with your Wrestling Showdown Rewind. And our dive into the W3L archives takes us to March of 2008. For this defence of the W3L Heavyweight Championship. Mike Musso, the Heavyweight Champion, pointing out that Charles Boddington's balance isn't as good as he would like. I'm sure his bank balance is. And he is, of course, managing the Governor Carl Conroy. You'll be familiar with him from our trip through the W3L archives here in Wrestling Showdown Rewind. Definitely familiar with the merchandise Mike Musso. This is a big opportunity for the Governor to go up against the merchandise, because the Governor, former tag team champion. And actually at the start of May, when we last saw the Governor in action here on Rewind, he was losing the tag team championship in a match from June of 2007. And the Bone Crushers, his tag team before with Invincible, they kind of became inactive after that, for one reason and another. What ended up happening was Conroy went in his singles ranks and had decent success, of course. Resolution, the historic very first resolution that happened in the September of 2007, so of course we've gone past that. It's been March 2008. That was a big night. Conroy was involved in that. He's gone to the floor and just stalling. If you've ever watched the Governor Carl Conroy in action, this is absolute vintage Conroy, to use a hoary old cliche, because he will stall, he will yell at the audience, he will do everything just to dictate the tempo and the pace of the match. What's even worse is, of course, having Boddington at ringside. Now, I mean, Charles Boddington, the commissioner of W3L, he's been hanging around for a long time, and he has been very, very public about the fact that he wants control of the heavyweight championship. He wants that title in his stable. And what has happened is that Charles Boddington has allied himself with a whole variety of different wrestlers that lock up. And Conroy went to push Musso, who stepped out the way. And again, these two men do know each other, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And Conroy, oh, hold on. Yeah, it didn't pan out for him after all. Musso studied him definitely. And goes on the apron. And Carl Conroy, I mean, he's a very talented man in his own way. He doesn't always show it, but it definitely is. Sometimes he gets a bit overconfident. Sometimes his ego gets the better of him. But the point of it is that Boddington wants the title away from Musso. He doesn't think Musso makes for a good champion. He wants the title in his control. And he has managed a lot of different people. What about Rowdy Ricky Knight? The wars Mike Musso had with him, with Boddington at ringside doing everything to try and get the title away from Musso. And now he's allied himself with the Governor Carl Conroy. Will this be a good move, won't it? Only time is going to tell. But certainly Conroy has the ability of somebody that could easily defeat Musso and take the heavyweight championship. But of course, saying it and doing it are two very different things. We last saw Musso 2 weeks ago here on Rewind, taking on Nathan Reynolds for the heavyweight title. That was in September 2007, just post-resolution. And between then and the March 2008, he's defended the title against everyone. Whoever wanted to step up to the plate, Musso has happily defended it. And Conroy's just about ready to go. And Musso immediately takes the headlock. And Conroy just working out his next move, uses his increasing body weight, nearly takes the referee down there, and getting a crisscross. Now, well, Mike Musso outsmarting Carl Conroy there. I was going to say that Conroy's cardio isn't exactly his strongest feature. And Conroy can play. It has to be said though, Conroy is an absolute master strategist in this ring, because he got slapped in the face, and a lot of wrestlers might have immediately dove upon Musso and tried to assault or maybe get a couple of shots and slap him in the face. Conroy, on the other hand, has taken the best part of what feels like a minute, well, he puts the headlock on himself, to just complain that his mouth is sore, arguing with the referee. And of course this means that any momentum Mike Musso had has slowed to a crawl. Oh, Musso sends Conroy across the ring, and wait a minute, getting an airing sense of deja vu here. Well, Musso outsmarted him, and the crowd liked that one. Oh, but Conroy with a kick to the midsection, and look at this, choking Musso on the middle rope. And I wonder, has he chosen that rope in particular? Oh, of course he has. It allows Boddington to get a shot until referee Clarence Mikado is distracted, and Conroy sticks the knee right between the shoulder blades. It's not quite the big boss man, but it's effective. And look, you see how Conroy stamped? He stamped his feet to basically say to Boddington, this is your opportunity to interfere, I've got the ref distracted. Musso in all sorts of danger here. Here comes Conroy. Oh, Musso! Third time wasn't the charm, got out the way. And Boddington not paying attention. Musso did the stamping this time. Boddington just reached up and grabbed who was there. maybe a visual clue is better than an audio one, I think. And Boddington's plans to get this belt away from Musso are not going well. Musso getting his crowd firmly on his side, not that he really needs it. He's a popular man, is the merchandise. Conroy, tried to get the ropes. Well, hold on. Well, Conroy's ended up flat on his face. Musso still maintaining control of the wrist. And both of them with opposing ideologies there. See the referee just checking on Conroy to see if he wants to give up. Well, Conroy not happy, but the crowd are, and so's Musso. For a man of Conroy's size, working an arm isn't a bad move, because again he's got a lot of mass, a lot of power. He's trying to get the rope. That's the easier way to make the break, and this has happened already, and down he goes again. And I think this is testament to Mike Musso. I mean, he of course lacks a few years' experience compared to the governor, but Mike Musso, since W3L started, has learned as much as he could. He makes the most of every single match. He's become a very, very good heavyweight champion. Of course, obviously, as the years go on, he would hold the title multiple times, and in 2021, Musso currently is the W3L heavyweight champion. Although, as you can bet, with the close down that society has had, wrestling put on the back burner for the past 18 months or so is, my God! Carl Conroy, just a monkey flip. Or a man of that size, probably more a gorilla flip. I don't think I've ever seen Carl Conroy leave his feet under his own steam. Musso held on to the wrist, but Musso now gets hold of him and going to set up the merchandiser. This has put away so many people. And Boddington's hopped on the apron. Wait a minute, what's Conroy got? Boddington slipped something in the ring. Is that like brass knuckles or something? It's hard to tell. Boddington distracting referee Clarence Mercado, and Conroy jabbing this item into Musso's face. Now Mercado's just debating as to what's going on. I mean, come on, he must have seen that, surely. Perhaps he needs a new prescription, who can say? And Conroy's got it again. No, he's not. This is what Boddington's resorting to. Snapmare. And down goes Conroy. This has turned the tide in his favour. There's a cover. It's a lot of mass across the shoulders with Musso able to kick out. Mike Musso's having some fun getting firm control of the arm. But then, of course, it's that foreign object. And of course, Boddington brings that lead-lined briefcase to ringside with him. And look, Boddington's using it now. He's taking that item from within his jacket. Again, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but just jabbed it in Musso's face. Maybe it's brass knuckles. Maybe it's a shiv of some kind. I've known wrestlers, as weird as this might sound, to have sharpened the end of a toothbrush. And they've used that. But whatever it is, it's been effective, and Conroy is all over the merchandise. The crowd can see it, the referee hasn't. I'm actually surprised that Boddington hasn't tried to bribe an official. I would have thought that'd be the easiest way to get the title. Knee drop across the forehead. And this item being slid back and forth. What a back elbow. Again, Conroy's a big man, so when he hits you like that, you've got no opportunity but to go down. There's no other recourse. And Musso's not a small man either. Look at the power of that double axe handle. Muso's still fighting. Caught a knee lift to the midsection of Conroy. And Boddington with a trip. Muso was unaware of where he was, and Boddington feigning innocence. Nothing to do with me, Governor is saying. But clearly it was. Muso pulling himself to his feet. It takes a lot to keep Mike Muso down, and we've seen that in his various battles. Particularly those series of matches against Rowdy Ricky Knight, he kept coming back. Snap there. And a knee again, right in the spine. Mike Muso's going to be in agony here. Conroy just applying that nerve hold to the trapezius nerve, which is incredibly painful when you get those fingernails dug in. Muso trying to rally the troops, as it were. He truly feeds off the support of an audience. What a clothesline though. Simple yet effective. That's usually Conroy's motto. Doesn't do anything too flashy apart from that monkey flip earlier on. But the clothesline did so much damage. And drops the knee to the lower extremities, obviously being ruled not as a low blow. But I mean, a man of Conroy's vast experience will know exactly where to place the move, and another knee at the forehead. A knee drop to the head is bad enough when it's somebody the size of Conroy doing it though. Again applying that nerve hold. Because Muso having to sit on the canvas while it's on. So it's a struggle to get up and break Conroy's grip. And misses the clothesline but gets with the back elbow. And you know that Boddington, the amount of times he's tried to get that title away from Muso, he's obviously worked on a strategy. He knows the sort of things Muso will do. Every wrestler has favourite moves, favourite holds, things they like to do in a particular situation becomes second nature to them. And so he's no doubt studied Muso and has passed that on to Carl Conroy. And he said, look, Muso's like to do this, here's how to potentially beat him. Muso's hand that falls for a third time, he's done. Oh no. I think Muso realised that. I think maybe he just allowed his hand to go down twice just to take as much time as possible to try and recover. Ducks again. And he hit that clothesline, but so did Conroy. And you notice Muso went straight down. Conroy, there's a slight delayed reaction, but both men are flat on the canvas. If you're applying that count, if he reaches 10, whoever hasn't got to their feet will be ruled as a TKO. But both men are up. Again, the heavyweight title is up for grabs, most prestigious championship in all of W3L. And when W3L gets back up and running later in 2021, who's going to be stepping up to challenge for it? That's the thing that's going to be interesting. Because a lot of people are going to want to be part of W3L now. There's going to be a list of challengers. I'm sure W3L management are already making a list of potential contenders to go up against Mike Muso. And wow, look at the power as he suplexes the governor, Carl Conroy. No easy task. Nets him just a 2. Conroy's shoulder though didn't rise off the canvas with as much authority as it might have done. And Muso went for that slam. That was no easy task. I mean, he nearly lost him. It was a struggle to get him up. Muso deciding that he needs to come off the top turnbuckle. Does that elbow drop, of course. That may be what he needs to put the exclamation point on this match. And lands it. He hits the governor. Now that should be enough. But it's not. That's very surprising. The slam did some damage, the hold up even more. What we're going to see next, so Musso climbing up again. Just firing off some punches. And Boddington trying to unsteady Musso, see him slapping away at his foot. Conroy dropped his knees. Don't know how much effect those punches had, obviously some. Now wait a minute. Hang on, the referee's called for a bell and has disqualified Musso. Conroy just handed the referee that foreign object, that's it there, saying that Musso was hitting me with that object, and the referee has went, fair enough, and has disqualified Mike Musso. So Carl Conroy wins the match. He wins by DQ. That foreign object came back to play. Conroy had it on him, told the referee that Musso had been using it, and the referee has thrown the match out. He has disqualified the merchandise. So Carl Conroy wins the match. Musso retains the title, but loses the contest. What a bizarre way to end it. Musso's still the champion though. Here this week on Wrestling Showdown Rewind.
A controversial ending to that match. Mike Musso being disqualified for supposedly using a foreign object. Carl Conroy wins the match, although Mike Musso doesn't retain the heavyweight title because of course it doesn't change hands by disqualification. But you can bet Musso did not like being cheated out of a win. But there we have it, that was this week's match here on Wrestling Showdown Rewind. If you're enjoying the archival footage, again go to the W3L network playlists. This year's editions of Wrestling Showdown Rewind and every edition of Wrestling Showdown, all playlisted by year, some by wrestler as well. You can go watch the archives to your heart's content. You can also go on the W3L box office. Again, some of the biggest events in W3L history available for you to view via digital download right now. So get involved in that. And that can just whet your appetite for us up and running live, which hopefully is going to be later in the year. These are the dates currently penciled in. All are subject to change. Original tickets from last year do remain valid. So stay tuned to all of our social media and we'll keep you informed as to when we know exactly when these events are happening, and we can let you know as well. But when we do present live events, Crafty Connoisseur will return as our live event sponsor. Make a purchase from them, tell them that we said hello, buy yourself one of the really cool W3L t-shirts, because there's many really cool W3L t-shirts available. And also get a fan support package, just helps you help us. Price beginner, only a £5. That is something you can definitely afford, I am sure. And you can also pick up DVDs as well. And so the t-shirts, the DVDs, the fan support packages, all of which you can get your hands on via our website is w3lwrestling.com. Make your purchases there, sign up to the mailing list while you are at it. Give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us over on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and of course use that hashtag and tell us what you thought about Mike Musso vs Carl Conroy and the controversial end to the match. What are you looking forward to seeing? Go be your backup around live. Who do you want to see on the shows? Any particular matches? Get in touch. Engage with us here in the Worldwide Wrestling League. And then come back in 7 days' time, because yes, I'll bring you another archival classic. I'll have more fantastic historical footage all right here on Wrestling Showdown Rewind.